Roxanne and I have episode 105 of the AstoundCast for you all. So, let's start this off as we usually do. How has your week been?
Yeah, not too bad, except for the teeny tiny detail of my roof falling on, almost on me.
Yeah, how is that now, by the way?
You know what? Room reveal. Come on.
Oh, okay, we're doing this. Oh, Jesus. Yep, that's that answered. Yikes!
Yeah. So that kind of fell on Friday, at 7 o'clock in the morning. There's been a drip since 3. It's now 7. I might have to turn on the dehumidifier again because that's getting wet again, which I don't like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll have to sort that later. So if you hear like a humming in the background in a bit, that's just me sorting that. But yeah, so that kind of apart from that, yeah, not too bad.
Good.
So yeah, fun times all around.
Yeah, evidently so. Yikes.
How are you doing, Cam?
This week has been a bit weird, right?
Right.
Well, the Victorian Christmas market on Thursday, well, frankly, what was left of it probably should have been cancelled due to what was called high winds and very bad rain, which did come eventually, but it did take a while.
Didn't they hold it in what was it? Like T-Pal for a bit.
Yeah, there wasn't much there.
Well, yeah, there's not much room in there to be honest.
No.
The stalls that they usually have, but
Yeah, there was still some outside, but it was very, very bare bones, to be honest.
oh god.
And then, well, as I said, it would probably have been better to cancel it.
Yeah, but then
'Cause
people who would have had stalls already booked would have lost out.
a lot did. A lot of the stall holders were told to not come anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so a lot did anyway.
Oh god, that's just awful though.
Yeah. And there was one stall holder, I can't remember what his trade was specifically, but he made loads of his extra product to sell at the event. So now then he ended up selling it at his shop because he had so much.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So unfortunately, a few of them did have to just because they cancelled it Thursday evening, I think. No, Wednesday evening. Sorry.
Oh dear.
So yeah, that was a bit of a shame. As for the rest of the week, it's just been a lot of rain, really.
Oh yeah, you can tell me then.
Like,
Yeah.
the weather's warmed up slightly. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But the weather's warmed up a little bit now. Instead of getting bits of snow, we're just getting rain now. But I can only imagine it's going to start dropping again soon.
Well, let's see if a white Christmas is still on the agenda.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. But yeah, overall the week hasn't been too bad, to be honest. Yeah, so that's kind of it for my week. Do you want to move on to this week's motorsports section?
Might as well, because you seem like there's a bit to talk about.
Well, no, it's just one thing, but it is one incredibly big thing. Like, it is an absolute doozy.
Oh.
Right. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Right, at this point, I believe we're casting our minds back to, I want to say, Tuesday, if I'm remembering this rightly.
Right.
On Tuesday, rumours started spreading of Toto Wolff receiving confidential information from the FIA from his wife, Susie Wolff, who does work for the FIA. I believe she is in charge of the Women in Motorsport Commission. And that rumour came around from a single news article from a single journalist.
Uh-oh.
At which point, based on absolutely zero evidence, the the FIA decided to open up an investigation, thus dragging Susie and Toto Wolff's names completely through the mud.
Oh God.
Again, based on zero evidence, just want to keep reiterating that bit. And this was so bad that, get ready for this,
Yeah.
each of the 10 F1 teams all came out and said, yeah, this wasn't us.
Wow.
All 10 teams agreed with each other. That is not good. That is not a good sign.
That is definitely not a good sign.
And then, the FIA released a statement on Thursday, the day of the FIA prize-giving gala.
Yeah.
So where Max Verstappen would officially receive the Champions Trophy, for example. They released a statement the day of the event that they concluded the investigation and found no wrongdoing.
Wow.
And my response to that is, no! Really? Hadn't yet.
Oh God.
And Susie Wolff's reaction was gold. Because she was just like, when I saw literally, she said, when I saw the statement, I thought, is that it? Because, as I said, Toto and Susie's names had been dragged in the mud for 2 days.
My God.
And, again, zero evidence. Zero.
Jeez.
And as a result of this, once again, much like 12 months ago, for an incident I can't quite remember what it was now. Oh wait, yes I do. Mohammed Ben Sulayem is now receiving calls to leave the FIA again.
Oh boy.
Of course, last time the incident was him saying that the FIA has final say on who enters F1 rather than F1.
Which is stupid.
Yeah, which actually is not true. So now, once again, Mohammed Ben Sulayem is facing an absolute litany of calls to leave the FIA, which, yeah, I'm not surprised. And Susie has come out and said she's starting her own investigation into who launched this investigation.
Which again, understandable.
Yeah. And I love how they conveniently dropped the investigation the day of the FIA prize-giving gala.
How convenient.
I know, right? Because in spite of Mercedes not winning any of the awards this year, all team principals and drivers are kind of obligated to show up, along with the head of the FIA.
Oh joy.
Yeah. And Stefano Domenicali, who was also absolutely furious about this, of course, being the head of F1.
Yeah, no, understandable there.
Yeah, so once again, there's a bit of a rift forming between the FIA and F1, much like in the early 2010s, which actually ended up nearly having F1 split away from the FIA completely.
The FIA
Like, no joke. Yeah,
The FIA just needs to buck up their ideas.
I know. But seriously, for 2010, there was a plan that, well, all but 2 F1 teams agreed to start their own championship.
I mean, they should have just done that at this point.
Yeah, but they did manage to renegotiate with the FIA on whatever was wrong back then. I don't remember. Yeah, all but 2 of the F1 teams agreed that it was probably time to leave F1, and I'm going to be surprised if that doesn't happen again.
They just do a SAG-AFTRA strike, but
Well, there have actually been F1 driver strikes in the past,
yeah, that's understandable.
which did lead actually to the first ever female driver in F1 to score points. And currently, only female driver. But if I remember rightly, and I think I do, it was the 1975 Spanish Grand Prix, and it was organised by Niki Lauda, driver of Ferrari at that point. Wait, was he Ferrari then? I think he was. Yeah, it was organised by Niki Lauda, and all the drivers locked themselves in their hotel.
Oh, wow.
And Niki Lauda held onto the key himself so that none of the drivers could bail.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you had the likes of Mario Andretti, James Hunt, Niki Lauda, Emerson Fittipaldi, all holed up in this one hotel room.
I mean, good on them for that.
Yeah. I don't remember what it was over. It might have been contractual stuff. I don't remember. But because obviously I wasn't there. But I know that F1 driver strikes is nothing new.
I think they need another
But
one of them.
yeah, but like I was just amazed that all of the teams came out in support of Toto and Susie. Like, that's how you know the FIA's messed up, when they're all agreeing with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a little bit of drama to spice up the week.
Yeah, no, we got a bit of drama.
Yeah, and actually, at some point today, although clearly not yet, the F1 2024 entry list will be revealed, alongside the entry lists for all of the other FIA's racing categories.
Ooh, okay.
Which means we will get the new names for Sauber and AlphaTauri. And according to Sauber, it will be a surprising name, which is leading me to think it's not Sauber.
No way.
I think I know who it's going to be. Quite surprisingly. But I'm going to say Audi are coming in 2 years early.
Oh.
Not as an engine supplier yet, that is changing though in 2026. But I feel the Audi brand is going to come in.
That's going to be interesting if that's the case.
Yeah. Because again, with it being a surprising name, they're obviously not going to bring someone in for 2 seasons and then drop them again.
Unless.
I think, my honest opinion is that Audi is going to come in 2 years early.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. But then, as for AlphaTauri, of course, the prevailing rumor is still Racing Bulls, which I really still don't like.
Still not growing on you.
No, it's not growing on me at all.
Give it a little more time.
I'll see how it sounds when the commentators say it next year, but just sounds a bit generic.
Yeah,
That's the best.
We kind of need a bit more generic at times.
True, but that's the best way I can put it. It's just, meh.
What, would you prefer them calling it Racy McRaceface?
I mean, it'd be interesting.
That sounds like the most British thing possible.
Oh, absolutely. And considering this name change is being prompted by the team moving from Italy to England.
Racy McRaceface is actually a viable option.
Yeah. I mean, because they're moving to England to be closer to the Red Bull team itself. So they're not ditching Red Bull. So they are going to be sticking with them. It's just new name.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know where in England they're going to be based. I know Red Bull is in Milton Keynes. So as for where they're going to be, I don't know.
Just finds out they live in Sandwich or something.
Yes. Or you never know, they might end up sharing the Red Bull factory.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Much like a portion of Haas share Ferrari's factory in Maranello.
Oh, wow.
Because Haas are greedy, okay?
Yep.
They've got a factory in Charlotte in America.
Yeah.
They've got a factory in England. And they share Ferrari's factory in Maranello.
Damn.
They've got 3!
It could be 4.
One day, you never know. But, yeah. So I don't know where Alpha Tauri are going to be moving to within England, but I know they are going to be moving to England to be closer to Red Bull. But I'm not sure what time the entry lists are dropping. Hell, they may be dropping during this stream and I might miss them. I don't know. But I know they are dropping today.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we move on to this week's entertainment section?
Might as well.
Right. I'm gonna tackle the big one first.
Yep.
Doctor Who.
Yep, you've been
Mm-hmm. My God. Wow.
Good episode?
Phenomenal. Like, the toy maker returning for the 60th anniversary, of course, being featured in the William Hartnell era originally, was played to perfection by Neil Patrick Harris. Like, I'm sorry, no one else could have done that. Like, as David Tennant said in the Doctor Who Unleashed behind the scenes show, formerly known as Doctor Who Confidential, he said if Neil said no, we would have been in trouble. Like, and Russell T Davies also said that nobody could have matched David Tennant like Neil Patrick Harris did, and my God, he was not wrong.
Seems he wasn't wrong.
No, like, he was really good in the role. Will he come back in the future? Maybe. That'd be cool. And that was a lot of stuff that was kind of said throughout this episode, which kind of surprised me. Well, there are 2 things that I do want to flag up as a bit of a, oh God, what century are we in again?
Yep.
Like, there was a couple of things that were said that made me feel a bit, okay. Oh God.
Uh-oh.
Well, first of all, in the very first scene of the episode, it's set in 1925 in Soho, in London. And, well, a toy maker owns a toy shop at that time in London. And a bloke comes in to buy a doll from him for John Logie Baird to use in his first ever television broadcast.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And the kind of oofish moment kind of came at the start of the interaction when the bloke who came in to purchase the doll for John Logie Baird was darker skinned, okay? And the toy maker said, "Sorry about the weather, I imagine you're used to warmer climates." Ooh. Yeah. And then the bloke said, kind of through gritted teeth, "I was born in Cheltenham." Like, don't get me wrong, I get it was 1925 settings wise, but ugh.
A little bit dicey there, but
Yeah, just a tad. Just a little bit. I thought, okay. And the next one, because yes, there is also a second one.
why is there a second one?
Well, it confirms something that I'm happy about, just in a very unfortunate way.
Uh-huh.
Right. In this episode, we see the effects of what the toy maker's done to the doll that was used in the first ever TV broadcast. That sent the entire world mad due to literally every person on Earth having access to a screen. So he's basically infected it somehow, and now literally everyone on the planet thinks they're right.
Oh boy.
Which, social commentary. Just saying.
Yeah.
And in the unit tower, which looks so much like Avengers Tower, I love it. There is a mysterious robot called the Vlinks. Do we know anything about him? No, we do not. So he's going to be a fun mystery for the 15th Doctor to kind of uncover. But he invented these devices so that all the unit staff members could wear them to kind of nullify the effects of the giggle effect. And at this point, we do see the return of Bonnie Langford's Mel for the first time since the 7th Doctor, which was really cool to see her back.
Nice.
Of course, we see the return of Kate Lethbridge Stewart, who is the person who I have a problem with, which I'll get to in a second. And Shirley, which is where my problem comes in, although I'm conflicted. Because to demonstrate to the Doctor how quickly the effects of the everyone's right thing can affect somebody, Kate Lethbridge Stewart took her armband off. Okay? And then immediately started lambasting absolutely everyone.
Oh.
And she also then set her eyes on Shirley. And called her a fraud because she's seen her walk.
Oh no.
At which point, I was about ready to punch Kate Lethbridge Stewart in the face.
Which shows good acting then.
Yeah, because as you guys know, I'm an ambulatory wheelchair user. And that also confirmed that Shirley is an ambulatory wheelchair user. Do you see why I'm conflicted here?
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, oh my god, we have an ambulatory wheelchair user in a show. Let's go. But also, do they really have to confirm it like that?
I mean, it's a way of getting a message across without explicitly saying.
I mean, something that they could have done quite easily is show her stand up.
Yeah, but then you would have had people being like, "Oh, wait, she's faking it." So in that case, in a way of them doing it in
Yeah.
an accusatory way with how the episode was going, I think actually wasn't the worst case scenario to.
Yeah. I suppose. It just kind of it hurt in the moment.
Yeah.
Like it was just a bit of a oh, ouch, okay. But then when Kate Lethbridge Stewart had her armband replaced, she was like, oh my god, what have I just done?
Yeah.
And Shirley, being the ultimate professional that she is, I honestly love this woman. She said, Kate, don't worry about it, okay? Just don't. Which tells me one of two things. One, that wasn't properly Kate talking, and two, Shirley realizes that there's a job to do, and that was a part of demonstrating how bad this is.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, Shirley is an absolute legend, and I love her, and I really hope she appears more.
I'm sure she
And
will.
with something that they revealed at the end of the episode, I think she will be.
Yay.
But I do just want to quickly talk about the actress for a moment, Ruth Madeley, who plays Shirley.
Yeah.
Because I discovered something earlier.
Oh yeah.
She's got spina bifida.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And again, for those of you who don't know, so do I.
It's
Yeah.
Cameron.
So we've got an ambulatory wheelchair user in Doctor who has spina bifida. Whether that will be the case for her character, I don't know. But yeah, that made me unfathomably happy.
Aw. Cam.
Like, that was just so big. Because this came from one single fan letter from a Doctor Who fan. The next thing that I'm about to reveal.
Yeah.
They've installed a wheelchair ramp onto the TARDIS.
Oh no, that's cute.
So, combined with all the ramps around the inside of the TARDIS, there is now an extra one to get in.
Yay!
So that tells me that Shirley is going to be in there a hell of a lot.
It also tells you that you could access it.
True, but honestly, I cannot wait for this new era to properly get going. Hopping back to the main plot of the episode. The Toymaker comes into unit, messes stuff right up. With the Spice Girls in the background. Yeah.
Of course.
And then grabs hold of this gigantic cannon that was used to, earlier in the episode, destroy a Korean satellite, which was kind of like the final link in, broadcasting this first TV broadcast around the world, driving everybody insane. But then the Toymaker got his hands on it.
Oh.
And then, after a little while of taunting, shot the Doctor. Like, full blown, ripped a hole through the man.
Oh god.
And I thought, oh god, here it comes. Time to go.
Time to go.
But then, the regeneration energy started to build up. His face was turning orange, it was about to blow. Donna and Mel were at either side of him. Donna on the right, Mel on the left. And then the regeneration energy dissipated.
Oh.
It just disappeared. And then I was thinking, what the hell?
Why did it disappear?
Because, to quote the Doctor, it felt different this time.
Oh.
He asked Mel and Donna to pull his arm.
Uh-huh.
At which point, Ncuti Gatwa popped out.
What?
Yeah. The official terminology is the Doctor bi-generated. David Tennant didn't go away. He was standing next to Ncuti Gatwa.
What the hell?
I know. The 15th Doctor did very quickly explain that bi-generation is a Time Lord myth. Not anymore.
Not anymore, I guess.
Yeah. And then, for one final game, because, well, when the first Doctor encountered the Toymaker, the first Doctor beat him. When the 14th Doctor encountered him, the Toymaker beat the Doctor. And then the Doctor invoked the whole best of three thing.
Yeah.
At which point, the 15th and 14th Doctor played catch with the Toymaker, and the Toymaker lost, being locked away forever. Probably not, though, I imagine. So yeah, the 14th Doctor still exists.
Wow.
And at the end of the episode, the 15th Doctor said to the 14th, yeah, you need to take a break, man. You've been non-stop for the last 3,000 years. Which is ultimately true.
Yeah.
And then he started listing things that the Doctor has faced throughout his lives. The Daleks invading Earth, Logopolis, which was the final story of the Fourth Doctor, Adric, who was one of the Fifth Doctor's companions, who died. And then he started mentioning names of people he's lost, including the first reference on screen to the death of Sarah Jane.
Oh my god.
And that one hit different.
No, I bet.
I was like, oh, right in the heart, okay. Because he literally said, and Sarah Jane's gone. Could you even believe that for a second? And the Doctor was like, I loved her. And then the 15th Doctor said, I loved her. Because they're somehow, like, they're both the Doctor. Like, there's no meta crisis going on. He's not half human. They are both the Doctor.
Yeah.
And because the 15th Doctor still somehow had a hold of the Toymaker's hammer, you'll never guess what he did.
What?
Bogged the TARDIS and made a second one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so the 14th Doctor has kept the original TARDIS, but the 15th has taken the new one, which is the one with the wheelchair ramp, I should like to point out, with another notable addition. Man has a jukebox.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, he has a full-on jukebox.
As one should when they own a TARDIS.
Yeah. And then the 15th Doctor went off in his new TARDIS. The 14th obviously travelled in his new TARDIS a little bit to go home.
Yeah.
To live with Donna.
Oh.
Yeah. The Doctor now lives with Donna, Rose, Sean, Wilf, and Mel, who has appeared to have joined the family.
Oh.
Yeah. Will we see the 14th Doctor again? I hope so. But I want it left for a while.
Yeah.
I don't want him popping up every 5 minutes. Like,
how long of a while then?
I don't know. Like, I want him to have the break he deserves.
Yeah.
But I know there's gonna come a point where the 15th Doctor has a massive problem that even he can't overcome, and then he remembers, wait, there's not just one me.
2 doctors are better than 1.
Exactamundo. At which point, probably use the TARDIS phone and say, yeah, Doctor, help! But yeah, I kind of want that left for a while. Like, I don't want that to come up, like, in the first episode of the 15th Doctor series.
Yeah.
Like, I want him to have the break he deserves.
Just a bit. And then come back later.
Yeah. Russell T Davies has confirmed that we will be seeing more of Rose, definitely. So I think we're going to see David Tennant back at some point. Don't know when, but some point. Is there anything that I've missed? I mean, straight after the episode, we did get the trailer for the Christmas special.
Oh yeah.
Which I've got to say does look amazing.
Ooh.
Like, I loved it. And in the first, 20 minutes that we saw of the 15th Doctor, he very much reminds me of Matt Smith.
Oh.
And Matt Smith being my Doctor, that's definite bonus points for me.
I bet.
Like, that was really, he had the same bubbly energy that he had, and I thought, I'm gonna like this one.
No.
Not to mention that Ncuti Gatwa is just a fantastic actor.
True, very true.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Christmas special now. Like, that's going to be really cool to see. Do I think we'll get a little cameo from 14? Probably. But I don't want him to be back in action for a while.
Well, we'll see what happens at least.
Yeah. Again, I do want him to have a break because, Jesus Christ, when the 15th Doctor kind of listed everything, you could even see the 14th Doctor saying to himself, "Yeah, okay, I see your point." Because Donna eventually realized that the reason that face came back was to kind of come home, to take that break that he needed.
Aww.
That's why Donna came back out of nowhere.
That just makes you have feels.
Um,
That just makes you feel emotions. That's not fun.
it does. Well, yeah, I'm very excited for Doctor Who going forward now with the 15th Doctor. The only thing that's going to take some getting used to, like, my god, is the sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Because, good lord above, it looks weird.
How weird.
A lot of comparisons have been made to a Sky TV remote.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious.
And even Ncuti has addressed that himself.
Oh my god, that's so
And he's
bad.
even said, nah, there is some differences here, trust me.
You can't actually choose your channel with that thing.
No, like, but seriously, he's weighed in on it himself.
Oh, I love that.
Like, it's a very strange looking sonic screwdriver that will take some getting used to. I am not going to lie about that. But it'll probably get used to it eventually. But it does look damn weird. I will fully admit that.
Alright, in that case, which has been your favourite sonic screwdriver then?
Oh, you know what? Two-way tie. Easy.
Oh?
Either the 14th Doctor's, which I believe he still has.
Ooh.
Like, I don't think he actually lost that when he bi-generated. But the other one is going to go to one that's been standing for a very long time that I didn't think would be topped or even
Yep.
Matt Smith.
Ah, yeah. Of course.
I love that design. And in truth, the 14th Doctor's is very similar in a lot of ways, so I think that's kind of factored into why it ties. But yeah, two-way tie, 11 and 14. Easy.
Makes sense.
And I do have a least favourite.
Oh, yeah.
The 13th Doctor's.
Oh, right, okay. How come?
It Well, it was cobbled together by the Doctor herself, and it really shows. It looks cobbled together. And not in a good way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Okay, it looks like it's wrapped in tinfoil. I wish I could say I was kidding.
Oh,
But yeah, my least favourite is probably going to have to go to the 13th Doctor's. It just... I don't like it.
no. Didn't do it for you.
It looks strange. Like, the one thing I will give to the 15th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver is that it looks very, very alien.
That's a plus.
Like, it does look from another world, to be fair. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the 15th Doctor properly in action. I just can't wait for that, really. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the final 50th anniversary 60th anniversary special, the giggle, although I will say, my thoughts on the specials as a whole, I felt like the anniversary vibes have been missing.
Oh yeah, you think?
Yeah, they felt like specials, but they've not felt anniversary. Because every single multi-doctor story, bar one, has been an anniversary special.
Yeah.
So we had I'll admit, the first couple are very imaginatively named. Just bear that one in mind. The Three Doctors was the 10th anniversary special, featuring, you guessed it, the first three Doctors.
Makes sense.
And then the Five Doctors was the 20th anniversary, featuring, you guessed it, the first, third, and fifth Doctors.
Yeah.
Because Tom Baker was unavailable.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. They did have scenes cut in from his episode to explain why he wasn't there, so that counts, I guess.
Kinda.
And then the only one that hasn't been an anniversary special, yet again, the very imaginatively named Two Doctors, was a 1986 episode featuring the sixth and second Doctors.
Oh.
And then, of course, you had the 50th anniversary, the Day of the Doctor. Thankfully, they've ditched the number Doctor's title, thank God. Featuring the War Doctor, played by the late, great, fabulous John Hurt. The 10th Doctor, played by David Tennant. And at the time, current Doctor, Matt Smith. But the 60th didn't really have that. Could you count the 14th and 15th Doctors? Maybe.
Maybe.
But yeah, it didn't really have that anniversary vibe to it, which I am a bit disappointed in. Don't get me wrong. That's not me saying these were bad episodes.
They're just a bit lacking.
They weren't. Like, I think, actually, the way you could describe them a bit better was the 15th anniversary of David Tennant's goodbye to Doctor Who.
Alright.
Like, because if you think about it, it's all been revolving around that era. It's all been revolving around Donna, Wilf, the Doctor Donna. Like, it's all been like a continuation of that. So, technically, it could be counted as a 15th anniversary of Series 4.
Okay.
But, yeah, like, again, it's been missing that anniversary vibe for me, which is a bit of a shame. But again, that's not me saying by any means that these were bad episodes. They were really, really good. But I just can't wait to see what the 15th Doctor does now. And I do want to see how long this Dalek hiatus is going to be.
How long has it been so far?
So far, 3 episodes. They've not been included. They've not been included in the 60th. But Russell said they're gonna be missing for a while
No, why? I like the Daleks.
because they've been way overused in the last few years. Like, since Russell left the show, they've been overused so much.
Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, I've just remembered something incredibly important about the giggle. Hold on a second. Just gonna backtrack. When the Doctor initially re-met the toy maker in 1925, because he did travel back, which, by the way, was one of the first instances of the Doctor going back to a specific time and date, knowing why.
Oh.
Like, let's face it, the Doctor, most of the time, when he travels back or forward in time, gets there and finds out what's going on when he's there.
Yeah.
But this time, the Doctor semi knew what was going on beforehand and needed a specific time and date. specifically the time and date of when the first television broadcast happened.
Yeah.
So we went back to that date to discover the toy maker. And then he did, and then the toy maker revealed something.
Oh.
Upon entering this universe, he encountered the Master.
Oh God.
His final breath, and he challenged him to a game. The Master lost.
Wow.
At which point, the Master was trapped inside of a gold tuff. And when the toy maker was locked away, the tuff fell out.
Oh.
And then, much like at the end of Series 3, when the Master died, a mysterious woman's hand with red fingernails picked up the tuff, just like what happened back then.
Oh.
So the Master's coming back.
Oh boy.
Because I thought for a while, oh my god, is the Master actually dead?
No, he's just a tooth.
No, and it would seem that he is going to come back.
Why do you think that then?
Paralleled his return perfectly after his first death. I wouldn't be surprised. Because again, it was this exact same woman's hand with the exact same shade of red fingernail, the exact same shade,
Oh.
picking up the tuff as she picked up his ring back then and tuck it away.
Oh, this woman.
So, my little theory is, it could be John Sim again, or it could be a completely new Master, but this woman has kept her links with the Master.
Just need to find out who the woman is.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have to rewatch. But yeah, that's kind of the final thing about this episode, because that kind of confirms that the Master will be appearing in the 15th Doctor's era,
Yeah, that's not so
which is
bad.
really cool. Yeah. But anyway, that's it for my little Doctor Who ramble, because, oh my god, the giggle was amazing. The 60th anniversary specials were amazing themselves, but again, I just have more of a 60th anniversary vibe to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to the Game Awards, which happened a few days ago.
Ah, yes, these things.
One thing that I'm very happy about is the sheer amount of awards that Baldur's Gate 3 got.
Got so many.
I know, and as I said last week, I have played the game a little bit, and I love it dearly.
Come on.
But there's one little thing that I do want to question, because there's one game that won an award, and I really don't know how.
Oh.
Because upon its release, it was an absolute mess, and it didn't release that long ago.
Which game's that, man?
The best racing slash sim driving game went to Forza Motorsport.
Why are you complaining about that? You like Forza.
Horizon, yes. But as I said, upon release, which didn't happen very long ago, Forza Motorsport was an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Hell, that was literally a glitch with an achievement that would completely wipe your progress.
Yeah, some games have bugs like that. It adds character, it adds flavour.
Oh, and also, it locked you out of the game.
It adds character and flavour.
I guess? But there were many glitches. And again, this game released only 2 months ago today. So how it won, that I do not know.
Baldur's Gate hasn't been out for that long and they've won so many awards, so...
And they've only just started to fix it, really, which still hasn't done much, but they've fixed some of the massive game breakers.
Yeah, if they want to keep
Yeah, I'm just
going...
really not sure how it won that.
again, the judging panel's a bit weird. Although I did see something about that was a bit iffy, which was they during some of the award speeches, they did have the what was it? The prompt, the visual prompt with one company in particular who was trying to dedicate some stuff to one of their employees that ended up passing before the game released.
Oh.
What the auto cue was being like was like wrap it up as they were doing it.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Yeah. Somebody ended up showing like a screenshot of a video of it happening.
Well, that's abysmal.
Yeah, so people haven't been too happy with that at the moment either.
No, I'm not surprised, but yeah. I've got to be honest, with how bad the game released, I'm not sure it deserved that award, because it was really not good when it released. There was many issues. And again, it hasn't released too long ago, so they can't have had a chance to fix much of it.
No, I don't think they had.
No. But there is something that made me absolutely cackle beyond belief.
Yeah.
Chris Judge, Kratos.
Yep.
His little job at Call of Duty absolutely killed me off. Because he said, and my speech last year was longer than the new COD campaign.
I know, that was like so good.
And then he said, well, that's a company I'm never working for.
Oh, I love that.
Because he knows he got himself blacklisted in that moment.
Yep.
He knows. But on the other hand, the developers of COD aren't too happy. Counter argument. Maybe make your campaigns a bit longer.
Yeah.
Just a thought. If there's instead of getting annoyed about someone being right about your campaign being too short, maybe, I don't know, fix that.
Make the campaign longer, that's the thing.
Just an idea, might solve the problem entirely, perhaps.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one absolutely killed me off. But honestly, I'm so happy for Baldur's Gate, because again, I've only played it for 2 hours, and holy Christ, I can see why it won as many awards as it did.
Oh, for real.
But I will admit, there was some tight competition for Game of the Year this year.
Yeah.
Like you had, I'll admit, most of these games I haven't played. You had Alan Wake 2, you had Spider-Man 2, which I thought was going to win, I've got to be honest.
It was pretty close.
Yeah. You had Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which, why? How?
We both have our opinions on it.
Yeah, we do. I believe Breath of the Wild. No, not Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom was in the running.
Okay, no, that's valid. That one's valid.
I mean, yeah, because I've got to be honest, Breath of the Wild should be up for Game of the Year every year.
Yeah, but Tears of the Kingdom, no, that is the most valid thing to be put up for like Game of the Year. Wonder.
Yeah, so
you don't actually see much content on Wonder being released by people, so it's a weird thing to consider.
Yeah, so there was a lot of tight competition for Game of the Year this year. So frankly, I was a bit surprised that Baldur's Gate 3 won, but I'm not mad about it because again, it is a good game. But I thought Spider-Man was a shoo-in.
Yeah, it would have been between Spider-Man and Baldur's Gate but RPGs tend to push through a lot more, especially if it's to do with a concept where you can make a lot more decisions about what's going on. Because people like choice.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my little piece on the Game Awards because I'm just really not sure how Forza Motorsport won the best racing and sim driving game.
Again, so
Yeah,
the actual people who are judging it have a bit of a screw loose. All three.
yeah. Oh, I'm just going to come back to D&D real quick because there was something accidentally unveiled at PAX Unplugged a couple of weeks ago. Well, shortly after the D&D panel, in which they revealed a lot of stuff for next year, there was one thing that slipped through the cracks that wasn't supposed to.
Oh.
The new rulebook.
Oh no.
Yeah, they revealed the release date for what is basically D&D 6th edition.
Oh god.
Yeah. I think it's May the 12th, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, because they can't clash with Star Wars Day.
Oh, no. But yeah, that's coming out in a few months. Again, which they very accidentally revealed. What?
Whoops.
um, so yeah, that's something to go over. And should we announce what I talked about last week? To you? Hmm?
Might as well.
Okay. Well, as you guys know, last week I had a little bit of an idea for content changes to the F1 pre-race roundups in changing the background of the thumbnails to the flags. And I did mention something else that I'd come up with that I'd talk to Roxanne about after the stream, which I did. And yeah, we both agreed it was a good idea. And it's actually something that I'm bringing back.
Hey.
And if you haven't already guessed by the current topic of conversation, D&D for Dummies.
It's the 4Ds.
Yeah, I finally decided to bring it back. How I'm structuring it, I don't know. I'm obviously going to continue with the original video structure, but in terms of the release structure, I'm not sure.
See what happens. We've got time.
A lot of it is locked behind certain books, but I don't want to purchase those because, again, the new edition's coming out in a few months. They'll all be outdated. But I think I've left myself enough room left to get out the rest of the species, as they'll now be officially known, and classes. So I did leave myself with a few left to do from the base game. So I'll get those out at some point in the new year. I figured out when I'm going to release them in terms of day of the week. They'll be coming out on Saturday, replacing AskCar News, because of course that was a gap in my schedule that had been created. So they'll be in place of AskCar News now. So yeah, I'm going to have a look what I've got left to cover in terms of species and classes. See how long that will get me through. So the release of D&D 6th edition, and then see what I can do there onward.
Well, I'm going to enjoy having to edit them and then find all the resources.
Yeah, I mean, I'll of course be reading the information from D&D Beyond as I used to. That's not going to be changing. All that's going to be changing potentially is how I'm going to be doing these. Because again, I've left myself over a few species and classes to do. I just don't know how many, and I don't know how close to D&D 6th edition that's going to get me.
When we were working on it, so
yeah. I mean, potentially, because I do plan to cover like everything. So I plan to cover the monsters, the equipments, which I might be able to do actually.
ooh.
I'll have a look at the resources available to me over the next couple of weeks without buying anything and see what I can cobble up between now and the new year.
Sure. Just but we're gonna have to double check between normal stuff and homebrew.
Of course, yeah. And there are filters on D&D Beyond to filter those out.
That's good.
Yeah, I will scour D&D Beyond over the next couple of weeks. My first priority will be to get through the rest of these races, well, the rest of the species and classes, and I'm gonna do them in that pattern. So it's gonna be race, species, race, species. No, I've said that wrong. Yeah, it's gonna be a species video, then a class video the next week, species video, species, class, that sort of thing, like I used to do. And then in that time, I'll figure out, what I can cover next. I think I should be able to cover some of the equipment, but then I'll figure everything else out beyond that later on.
We'll be fine, hopefully.
So yeah, I'm going to be scouring D&D Beyond over the next couple of weeks, seeing what I can cover without buying anything.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I want to do is buy all these books just for them to be outdated a couple of months later.
I mean, we could. Yeah, it's true. Although some bits
Like-
won't really go out of date per se. It's more of.
True.
It's just more of they're refining the information that.
True.
Given.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what's going to be happening with D&D for Dummies when that comes back next year. I'm currently deciding on when to start it. I don't know whether to start it, straight into the new year, so the first Saturday. Obviously not. So like that would be Saturday the 7th, I think. No, 6th.
It's a Saturday.
Yeah. I'll figure that out over the next couple of weeks, but it is coming back in the new year, so keep an eye out for that. Is there anything else I need to talk about this week?
I believe so. We've got to an hour.
Yeah, we have. Is there anything else you want to bring up?
Oh no, I've just been enjoying listening to you.
Huh. Rightio then, guys. Shall we wrap this one up?
Let's put it in a nice fancy bow, good sir.
Let's do it. Rightio then, guys. Thank you all for joining me and Roxanne on this 105th episode of the AstoundCast. I will never get used to the fact this is in triple digits. If you've liked this stream, please click the like button and then subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channel. So links down in the description. My button is below the video title, and clicking the video title is how you get to the description, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Once you've done that too, please click the bell icons to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why the heck not, and let me know what you think about all that I've talked about this week, what you think about the FIA investigation into Toto and Susie Wolf, what you thought about the Doctor Who episode The Giggle and the 60th anniversary specials as a whole, what you thought about the Game Awards, and do you think Forza Motorsport deserved the award that it got, and how you feel about the fairly imminent release date of D&D 6th edition, and are you excited for the return of D&D for Dummies? Once you've done that too, please give me a follow on my social medias. That'll be in the link tree in the description below. That is going to be Roxanne's website, of course. And lastly, please do share the stream with all your friends so they can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another episode of the Astoundmas, unless...
Just a random fact. Whenever I have to do an outro for you, I keep forgetting for people to comment.
Ah, well. And with that one, guys, I will see you all tomorrow with another episode of the Astoundmas. Goodbye!